All right. So, before we get started today, and just want to say I'm really happy. So today is day 3. So I'll just start off. Today is day 3, and it is our 60-minute flow practice. We're going to be doing the whole entire thing. We did a lot of the moves yesterday, but now a lot of the moves are going to be about 1 minute long. We're going to go through the full thing, and it's going to be really good, really exciting, And now this is the 3rd day in a row. So your guys' bodies are a lot more warmed up. And again, some of you guys might be a little bit sore. Some of you guys could be extremely sore, And if you're a little sore, just do the best you can. If you're extremely sore, remember that you can always skip any of the moves. Any of the moves that you're too sore to do or just doesn't feel comfortable right now, you can always skip it. You can always slow down the speed of it, or you can just modify the moves to have it fit your body better. Okay, so always listen to your body. The most important thing about daily practice is we got to have some fun. We got to enjoy ourselves. And a lot of times when people think about that, again, they think enjoying doesn't mean that they're going to get progress. But no, it does. Because everything that we do, we're moving forward. And we can enjoy ourselves, which means we can show up. And when we show up and we enjoy ourselves, that means we can stay consistent. And we will still progress, but we will progress consistently instead of 3 steps forward and then 2 steps back type of thing. So 60 minutes will fly by pretty quickly. One of the things to practice on is clearing your mind. One of the things I also want you to do is find a point of focus. Now you can watch the video, and that could be the point of focus. And during the times, once you got the move down and you don't have to look at the video, you can find a point of focus in the room, wherever you're at. And if you look at whatever the point of focus is, without blinking and without looking away, simply just concentrating on it while you're doing whatever move you can. What it does is it'll help you silence your mind. It'll help you stay really, really focused. And it's just a trick. In yoga, they have a move called Trataka, to where you sit in a dark room and then you light up a candle and then you just stare at the flame. And so the flame is kind of jumping, going in and out. And you stare at the flame for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then afterwards, when you close your eyes, the flame is still there in front of you, because you've been staring at it for a while. And if you stare at just the flame, because it's flickering, so there's a little bit of movement, but it's pretty much just right there. And by keeping our eyes really, really still and keeping our attention and focus really still, at one point, you'll find that your mind will start to calm down. The chatter, any type of thoughts will start to slow down. And the reason why is because wherever our attention goes is where our energy goes. And so if you ever have conversations with somebody and if you're looking at them, sometimes you have a conversation with somebody and they're just kind of looking at you like the way I'm looking at you now. They're talking and you're just conversating, but you have your attention is here with each other. And sometimes you have a conversation with somebody and their eyes are all over the place. It's like, yes, right, yeah, yeah. It's almost like they're just looking around and they look at you and they look away. And you're thinking like, I'm right here. Where are you looking at, And it's because their mind is racing. And so therefore, when we have a lot of thoughts, we have a lot of eye movements everywhere. And so when we practice on focusing on one point, automatically by default, our mind starts to slow down. And that's one of the things about flow training is we learn how to connect with our body. We learn how to use the body, control certain parts of the body to control the mind. And one of them is where our eyes go. Okay, so today, if you find your mind kind of floating off, you can bring it back just with that one point focus. Okay, another one is simply to connect to your breath. So, okay, guys, let's go ahead and get started. And I'm gonna go ahead and mute everybody now. Okay, and also the questions yesterday was really, really on point. I really enjoyed it. Anytime, guys, you have any questions and you don't want to forget it, just type it in. And then after this session, we're going to go through all the questions and I'm just going to go through as many as I can and let's see if we can answer everything and we can have an open discussion. So, all right. have a sip. Made this famous drink yet. Good. Okay, guys, ready? Starting my timer. Okay. Let's do it. Okay. So let's start off with our hops. So remember to raise your shoulders up, letting them drop down. And exhaling every time you come down. Stay relaxed. You don't have to jump up really high off the ground. You can come up off the ground just a little bit. And if your calves get tired, you can also just do this. So when you do that, you have to put a little more effort in to shake the body, to vibrate the body. And that's what this is all about right now. Vibrating the body, getting the blood flowing, removing the tension from the body, and we're breathing at the same time so we can increase that flow of energy. And if this is your first time doing this, let's go to our lower body tapping. Remember, you can use a slap or you can close fists. And remember, if this is your first time doing a 60-minute practice, take your time. The duration is a little bit longer than yesterday's. So take your time. Remember to stay calm. Use the least amount of tension to do every move. So remember, what that means is using the least amount of energy, the least amount of tension. So I'm staying really relaxed right now as I'm tapping everywhere. Let's go to our lower back, using the least amount of energy. And over time, what we'll find is that we can use a little bit of energy, but we learn how to generate a lot of power, a lot of strength, a lot of speed, using a little bit of energy. Let's go to our stomach. I had a little bit of gluten-free pizza last night. We went to an Italian restaurant. Luckily, I did some practice this morning, hoping to clear it, but I can feel it actually right now. I can feel it here on the lower left side of my abdomen. Let's go to our sides. And that's the great thing about doing practice first thing in the morning. And when we start to get really connected to our body, let's go to our chest, is that we can know how our body is feeling, how our body is doing. And sometimes when there's things in our gut that we need to clear, let's go to the left side of our chest. Through our flow practice, through the morning practice, you can clear it. Let's go to the right side. Because all of these moves are to help open up the body. All right, left arm up. Let's go down the side. Let's go to the left side of the neck. Let's go to our shoulders. Back of the left arm. So the reason why we go down the back of the left arm and then go up the inside of the left arm is because that's where a lot of the meridians run. All the meridians, energy channels in the body. They're everywhere in the body. There's certain areas that we focus a little more on. So right arm up, let's go down the side. If there's any acupuncturists out there or acupressure therapists, just really, really hardcore biology majors, you have a lot more information on where all these meridians are, these points are. Let's go to the right side, right shoulder. Let's go down the right arm, back side. A lot of times what I like to do is simply just to tap as many places as possible. there's not really anywhere you can't tap. You just have to change up the pressure, how hard you're tapping. We're physical beings, which means we can have that physical stimulation. Let's go to our head. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale through the mouth. All right. Let's make our way to the back of the head. Once we're at the back of the head, let's tap with the same motion. Let's go to some ears. And remember, if your ears are a little sensitive, tap more on the outer part. Let's go to our face. If you're feeling sleepy, this will definitely wake you up. Let's go to our jaw and cheek. And to our mouth. And back to the whole face. If your face feels really, really sensitive, just know that over time, you'll be able to slap a little bit harder on it. Let's go back to the top of the head. Kind of sounds funny when I talk about it. But yeah, I can slap my face much harder now. Okay. All right, so now let's do our up and down breathing. Head goes up, inhale through the nose. Head comes down, exhale through the mouth. Let's go about 30 times. Ready? Let's begin. Hands on your hip, head up, take a big deep breath in. Hold your breath. Now let's rotate our neck around in a circle. Holding your breath. And just staying calm with your neck. Take it nice and easy. Now let's go the other direction. And continue to hold your breath, if you can, just as long as you can. And remember that if you feel a little dizzy with your eyes closed, feel free to open your eyes. Let's turn to the left and right. Or you can simply make a little smaller circles. And just a tip here, let's go ahead and blow out and exhale. If you ever experience any type of dizziness, then always make sure when you're doing exercises like this, especially when you're standing up and you're breathing, look around you and make sure there's nothing that is really, really close in case you trip over or in case you fall over and hit something. Always be safe. So, number one key. All right. Let's go ahead and rub our hands together. And let's go to our nose massage. So these are the longevity exercises, taking care of our senses. Nose coming up and down, the side of the nose cartilage, opening up the capillaries, helping to improve our breathing by increasing the flow of air through our nostrils. Now let's go around the eyes in the direction of our eyebrows, massaging the eyes, removing tension around the eye muscles, and also increasing the circulation in the skin around the eyes. And so for people that spend all this money on eye creams, simply doing this would help so much. No potions, creams necessary. Okay, so eyes, now hands over the ears, press down and massage in a circle. And again, if you have sensitive ears, press more on the outer part of your ear. And if you feel fine, you can just press on the whole thing equally, same pressure. Let's go the other direction. Okay, hands over the nose, just go in a circular direction. I always wonder if people are able to hear me when we're doing the ear massage. All right, let's go the other direction, reverse. Loosening of all the cartilage. Okay. Let's rub our hands back together. Let's charge them up, getting them nice and warm. We're about to go do our pressure point, our temple pressure point here for the brain. Brain pressure point, let's press right here inside the temple. Press down firmly for 3, 2, 1, release. Press 3, 2, 1, release. 3, 2, 1, release. Press last time and release. A heart pressure point under our nose above the lip. Use a knuckle or a finger. Hold down for 3, 2, 1, release. 3, 2, 1, release. 3, 2, 1, release. Hold last time and release. Okay, hands on your hips. Let's do some eye circles. So look up and let's look all the way around. Outer edge of the eye. Big, big circle. Take your time. And I always like to make it a game. See how well you can trace the outer edge of your eyes. Is your eyes able to see all the details around the edge? Or is your eyes kind of doing this jumping thing? And if it is, it's okay. It just means we need to go and practice training those muscles a little bit more. We're not really used to looking all the way to the edge. Let's do the other direction. See, with our senses, we use all of our senses every single day, but most people don't spend any time at all taking care of their senses. And then suddenly, as we start to get older, our senses are giving out. And by that time, it's a little late to start using lotions and potions and medicine all the time. So let's just do our best to spend a little bit of time every day to take care of it. Let's do some tongue circles. Remember, a circle goes on the outer part, all the way to the outer part of the lips, reaching as far as you can to the edge. Feeling a little bit of burning in your head and throat is normal. Okay, let's go the other direction. Keep on following, making your tongue nice and strong. All right, hands together, loosen up the wrists. Let's go to some drop down arms. Exhaling through the nose every time you come down. Stay really, really loose. Dropping down, dropping your whole body down, bending the knees at the same time that you're dropping the arms. And it takes a little practice to kind of get the rhythm here. Sometimes if you're doing this, you may find your knees dropping, you're bending at a different time than your hands, because you're technically doing 3 things. Just so you know, you're bending, number 1. Number 2, you're doing the arms. And number 3, okay? So if you can't get it right on the first time, it's okay. Just practice, right? Just practice, and you'll find over time your body just gets used to the movements and it syncs all together. Breathing, the dropping of the hands and the knees. Okay, so now let's go into some heart openers. Remember, we're exhaling every time we come together with our arms and letting the inhale happen naturally. stretching out our chest, our shoulders, our upper back. And also this up and down movement is helping to continuously shake and vibrate the body, opening up the spine. This up and down movement is bringing energy up and down the spine, creating vibrations down the spine. Our spine is energy highway. It's where our nerves run, our main nerves run, the central nervous system. It's where our chakras are, and energy. So this up and down movement really helps stimulate things. Let's now go into a full twist. Exhaling on each side. Make sure we get that full wrap. Tapping your arms to your side, to your back. Okay, now go ahead and face forward and continue to twist. So your twist is a little less. So we're going to start off the low twist. A low twist, your arms are tapping your lower abdominal, and the back of your arms is tapping kind of around your glutes and your lower back. Remember, imagine your arms like two slabs of meat, just kind of hanging. And the only way that they're moving is because you're moving your body. So you see? So imagine your arms are just really loose. And so you're just dangling them, okay? Just like that. Let's go into a mid twist. We're gonna go just a little bit higher. And the more you practice on this, the better you get at releasing tension in your arms. And so when you're releasing tension, you start off by releasing the tension in your hands, and then you bring your awareness to your forearms, and then you loosen that, and then you loosen your arms, and then you loosen your shoulders. So now that you have no tension in your entire arm, then you bring your attention to your traps, to your neck, to your upper back, to your chest. And so one by one, let's go a little higher. Let's go into a high twist. Tapping now your collarbone, tapping the side of your neck. The back of your arm is tapping your kidney area, lower back area, middle back area, depending on your range of motion. And so what you're doing is you're getting your body to learn how to let go of tension. And so you'll find at some point you'll be able to relax so many areas, and you're only having to tense just a certain part of your body to do certain movements. Like right now, as I'm doing this, my arms are completely relaxed. I have a little bit of tension every time when I lift up my arm, but just a little bit. Most of it is coming from momentum, the way I'm moving my body like this. Let's go to side hips. Moving our hips from side to side. And also exhaling on every side or every other side. So every side is a really fast exhale. It'll sound like this. And so you can also go with every other side, do an exhale. So you pick a side, and it'll sound like this. So you find one that works out for you. Move our arms to the front. We're massaging our thighs, our hips, and glutes, while we're creating mobility for the hips and increasing the energy flow through the breathing. So now start to go ahead, as you're doing the side-to-side hips, start to kind of make these little circles, almost like an oval. So you go from side to side to more of like an oval shape now. Then from here, you transition, you stop the tapping, and then you just go into a full circle. So now we're going to hip circles. You're drawing a circle on the ground with your hips. And also, if you find it easier, you can also pivot off the ground, rotating off your feet as well. So over time, you'll find that your hips, your knees, and your ankles and your feet are all going off the edge. Almost all of them are creating a circle. Again, really good for balance, really good for fluidity of our joints. Let's go the other direction. Really good for your dance moves. Yeah, no joke. I'll be dancing, and a lot of times I'll just be doing some of these movements. And you know, when you do these movements to the beat of music, you can't tell what's the difference between dancing and doing a lot of these things. You know, it looks really similar. And so, yeah, so I'll just be doing practice randomly. And because I practice on letting go of tension, so I can stay in those rhythms and I can go and just dance continuously for 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes. I've danced continuously before for 2 hours. I mean, I was really exhausted afterwards. But it's because I just knew how to regulate the energy and just used the bare minimum amount of energy that was needed. So I just stayed on that dance floor, just kept rocking. Okay, now let's go into our kidney bounce. Tuck back of the wrist on top of the kidney, press down. Go ahead and drop your knees down, drop your body down, and exhale every time you come down. So all we're doing here is pressing on our kidneys. I'm gonna turn around again. So pressing on your kidney, and once you're pressing on it, the dropping up and down of your body is creating the movement. And if you don't drop your body, then what happens is you're sitting here and you have to work your arms like this. So you're using your shoulders, you're using your biceps to do this. But if you just rest onto your kidneys and you simply just bounce a little and you barely have to press on it, now your body is becoming the mechanism, the machine that's massaging, that's moving the arms down. So now let's go to our stomach massage, test the massage, continue the bouncing, continue the breathing. All we do is now put our hands to our stomach, and I'm gonna come up a little bit closer so you guys can see. So you have your thumbs here on the side, then you press in as much as you can, okay? And you're still doing the bouncing, you're still doing the breathing. And you're literally pressing in as much as you can into your stomach, okay? Now, as you're doing this, what you're actually doing is you're helping to clear the stomach, clear everything inside. And if you press in and you feel any type of pain, any type of pressure, that means maybe you have gas. Maybe there's some things in your stomach that needs to go through, okay? And so that's all it means, no big deal. But this is a really quick way to check on the health of your gut. So when we get sick, our gut is where we feel it first, okay? So by doing this every single morning, I always have a gauge on how my body's doing. And if I'm eating a lot of junk food, like yesterday, eating that pizza last night, gluten-free, wasn't that much better. You know, I can feel a little bit of it today, okay? It's not too much because I had a chance to clear a lot of it this morning, but I felt it big time last night and just a little bit right now, okay? So remember, healthy gut, you should be able to press in all the way in and not feel any pain. Just a nice little check-in for you. Okay, so now let's go into our arm circles. Exhaling every time we come down with our arms. And all these exhales are through our nose. And letting the inhale happen naturally. So when I say let it happen naturally, that means you don't even try to inhale. Automatically, your body will inhale for you. And that's because when you are exhaling, your stomach is going inwards. And then naturally your stomach comes back out. And when your stomach comes back out, you have that exhale. Let's go ahead and switch directions. So this is really good for shoulder mobility. But make sure that when you're doing these circles, that you don't feel any type of pain in your shoulders, that your range of motion is really good for your current shoulders. And if you need to go smaller in your circles, feel free to do so. And also the speed of your arm circles. Okay. Now we're gonna go into some power-ups. So our hand goes to the roof. We're gonna look up. We're gonna make the sound whoo, okay, with a lot of power. So when you're doing that, you're gonna feel the power, the energy, the sound come from our lower abdomen, okay? So in Qigong, they call it the dantian. This is where we store our energy. And then when we make the sound whoo, we open up the passageway all the way through. So hands up, you guys ready? Good job. All right. Now let's go into part two. Let's get down to our push-ups. Part two is strength training. And let's begin. 1 minute of push-ups. We just got done with our energy flow, opening everything up. We're now going to focus on strength, endurance, cardio. Remember the 70% rule. Push to 70%. You challenge yourself, but you don't have to push all the way to the edge. It's better to go 70% every single day than 100% once in a while. Anytime you need a rest, feel free to rest. Okay, let's come down onto our stomach. Arms out, feet out, give me a thumbs up. Put your feet together. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 2. Together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze those shoulder blades. And together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze the glutes. Point the toes. And together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze it all. Shoulder blades, glutes, point the toes. Together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go and hold it here. Come up as high as you can comfortably. Give me that thumbs up. You're feeling those shoulder blades, scapula. All right. And together. Let's go do some burpees. Make sure, do your best to sync your breathing with your movements. When you're breathing and your movements are synced up, your body operates the best. And you'll know when it does, because there's a certain rhythm. When you find that rhythm in your movement and also in your breathing. And when you're synced, you'll find you have more energy and the movement becomes easier. Okay, let's come down into a downward dog and let's go into our pike push-up. And if you stay synced in with your breathing and movement, you find that rhythm long enough, you'll start to enter into flow consciousness.
And we don't talk too much about flow state or flow consciousness because it's better to experience it. But it's when you're totally present and your identity, you're not aware of yourself anymore. You're totally in sync in the moment with your movements. All right, let's come up. Let's go into some squats. And your performance is at the highest. A lot of athletes, especially extreme athletes, they have to enter into flow state when they're competing or when they're training, especially a lot of them doing a lot of dangerous things. There are other ways to stimulate it. And one of the aspects has to do with syncing your breathing and your movements together. So right now is the perfect time to find that 1-point focus, something in front of you to look at. And try not to blink. You'll find that if your thoughts are coming in a lot, do some lunges, your eyes will blink a lot. But when you're very present, when your attention is very focused, your eyes don't blink. Of course, there also are occasions to where your eyes are a little dry, but for the most part, the excessive blinking is because we have a lot of mind chatter. And to challenge yourself, try breathing in and out of only your nose. Let's come down into a leg raise. And to modify the leg raises to make it easier, remember that you can always bring your knees just up towards your chest, just like this. Okay, and also having your hands underneath your butt. To make it more difficult, hands on the mat, come down, and exhale, and bring your head up, hold for 2, inhale, come down. Exhale, come up, lock the knees, inhale, come down. Exhale, come up, inhale, come down. Okay, up in our feet. Let's go ahead and jog in place. So practice staying present. We do our best to not judge, compete, or compare. We just do the best we can, knowing that our best changes at every moment because all of the moving parts of life. So instead of judging our performance, let's do some kicks or comparing with others, how they're doing. All we do is just focus on connecting with our body, connecting with our breath, and being here in the present moment. Also maybe paying attention to that point of focus. So now our attention is those three areas. In our body, how does my body feel right now as I'm kicking? How does my feet feel? My ankles, my knees, my hips, my back. We don't judge it, we simply become aware of it. We become our breath. Is my breathing synced in with the rhythm of my movement? Let's go into some strikes. Do I need to breathe faster to sync up with my movement? Do I need to breathe slower to sync up with my movement? And the last thing is my eyes. Where am I physically looking at? Am I looking all over the place? Or am I looking at one point, practicing on directing my attention? Everything we do has to do with where we put our attention. So we use flow practice as a way to train for everyday life. Let's go into our jumps. Remember to land softly. Do your best, land as soft as you can. You're like a ninja. You're like a kitty cat, landing soft. So you don't want to do this. Flat foot. No, super soft. If you can't land soft, don't jump so high. Come off the ground just a little bit and focus on landing soft. Okay, let's come down for a plank. And modification for the plank, have your hips up or knees down. And if you have any pains in your elbows, come up. Okay, come up on your hands. There's always a way to modify every single movement in all exercises, especially in the ones that we do here. When I created this sequence in this practice, putting all these things together, I made sure that it was able for all fitness levels to train together. This training together is the key. Training together is the key for consistency, for motivation, to stick with it. So let's come down. Go ahead and close your eyes now if you can. And let's go into a forward fold, putting our feet together and pointing your toes back towards you if you can. Reaching towards your feet or ankles or knees, wherever you can grab onto. You can always use a towel to put over the back of your feet, the bottom of your feet, as something to hold on to. So let's start to calm down our breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. Our heart rate is slowly coming back to normal. And remember to relax into the tension. When you feel tension in your hamstrings, feel tension in your back, relax. Every time you exhale is the opportunity to relax a little bit more if you can. Okay, let's go ahead and come up. Let's open up our legs and let's go into pancake split. Walking our hands nice and easy out in the front. Doing the best you can to point your toes up. And if you're not consistent with stretching and your body's a little tight, just do the best you can. Form is important, but what's more important is just doing the best you can. And just remember that your form will get better. But if you're not flexible or if you're not progressing, then it doesn't matter if you know the right form or not. So just always do your best. I spent many years not knowing what the technical correct form was. I just stretched. And then when someone tells me, hey Mike, you should put your toes up, you should have your back aligned and all these things, because I spent so many years stretching, didn't take very long for me to make very small adjustments. Let's go into a right leg stretch. So don't get too caught up, because when we are too caught up in trying to do the right form, we end up constantly judging our form, keep judging ourselves and how we're doing something. And when that happens, we either judge ourselves as I'm doing a good job or I'm doing a bad job. So therefore, anytime when we are not doing the best that we could be based on our own expectations, we don't feel good. And now we create negative associations to our daily practice. So instead, all we do is just focus on doing the best we can and not worrying about performance, not worrying about how we're doing everything. Let's go to the left leg stretch. Instead, using general rules like feeling our body, make sure that our body feels good. If your body feels good, guess what? That's the right form for you, at least at this current stage. If your body doesn't feel good, it's in pain, it's aching, it doesn't matter what someone tells you, that's not the right form for you right now. Let's go into a side bend to the right. So let's reach our left arm over towards our right foot or ankle or knees. Let's go into that side bend, and our right hand reaches over the left inner thigh. You can point your left armpit towards the air, towards the sky, to get a deeper stretch. And stay calm. Connect to your breath, breathing in and out through your nose. And relax. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Side bend to the left. Okay, let's come up towards the center. Let's go into a pigeon stretch. Right leg bent. Extend the left leg back. Let's come down for a pigeon. Stay calm. Keep your awareness to your breathing. Breathing in and out through the nose. And relax into the tension. Let's go ahead and switch legs. Left leg pigeon. Okay. Go ahead and lay onto our back. We're going to go into a spinal twist. So let's take the right knee, bring it over to the left side of the ground. Knee touches the ground. And then turn your head and body to the right. Stay calm. Breathe in and out through the nose. Connect to your body and see if there's any tension anywhere. Go ahead and switch sides. Spinal twist. Take the left knee, touch the right side of the ground. Knee touches the ground. Turn the body and head to the left. So the tension that you feel in your body right now, see if you're able to loosen it while you're still able to continue to do this stretch. See if there's anywhere in your body that is tense and that you can relax it. Maybe it doesn't need to be tense and you can still continue to do this movement. For example, your entire left arm, your left shoulder. See if you can relax your glutes. Relax your jaw and mouth and eyes. Relaxing your stomach. Let's go ahead and come into the center here. And we're going to go into a double knee to chest. So let's take both knees, bring it to the chest. Wrap your arms around your legs, holding at the elbows or holding at the wrists. And rest your head onto the ground. Point your chin towards your knees to straighten the back of your spine. Let's relax your arms and legs. Lying in Shavasana. And we're just going to lay here for about 10 seconds or so. Okay, so now let's go into the last stretch for part 3. Let's go into a plow. So raise your legs up. Use your hands and elbows to support your back as you touch the ground with your feet behind the head. And then feet together, lock out your knees. And remember that if you can't get all the way to the ground, you can always aim your knees towards your mouth or towards your forehead like this while supporting your back. So we're going to hold it for another 10 seconds. Okay, now slowly, slowly take your time as you lower your legs down. I used to tell people, lower your legs, and they just quack. So we can now mention it all the time. Let's take your time and slowly lower our legs. Okay, so keep your eyes closed. So now we're going to go into part 4, breathing and meditation. So we're going to do 3 minutes of breathing in and out through the mouth. First minute of breathing, we're going to go slow and deep. Second minute of breathing, we're going to go a little faster. Third minute of breathing, we'll go even faster. And try to breathe in to your stomach. So what would really help is if you place your left hand on top of your stomach, kind of around your lower abdominal, kind of like your belly button area. Belly button right there is a really good spot. And so try to breathe into your stomach the whole time if you can. After the 3 minutes, we're going to do an exhale hold and an inhale hold. The exhale hold is where we breathe out all of our air, and then we just hold our breath for as long as we can. And the inhale hold is right after the exhale. So right after we can't hold our breath any longer on the exhale hold, we take one slow, deep inhale through our mouth, and then we hold our breath for as long as we can again. All right, so let's begin. Keep on breathing just like that rhythm. And I usually breathe just a little extra loud so you guys can hear me, but you don't have to actually breathe that loud. Now let's go a little bit faster. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Keep on going. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Try bringing your awareness to your stomach, following your stomach as it goes in and out, in and out. You can even practice your 1-point focus, finding something in front of you with your eyes closed and just staring at that section without moving your eyes. Now
Now let's go even faster and smaller breaths. In, out, 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 in, out. In, out, 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 in, out. All right, now let's take one big deep inhale in through the mouth. And exhale all of your air. Exhale all of your air and hold your breath. Relax. Stay calm. Slowly, your body is sinking into the ground as you feel yourself letting go more and more. Your thoughts just floating away. Your mind is clear. When you have the urge to breathe in, try to count to 5 before taking in that breath. When you have to breathe in, slowly, slowly breathe in through your mouth, nice and slow. One deep, deep breath. And then hold your breath again, full of air in your body. Hold your breath for as long as you can in the exact same manner.
Activity completed.
continue to hold your breath until you're done. And whenever you're done with your inhale, hold, keeping your eyes closed, slowly make your way into a seated position. So now we're going to do 50 deep inhales, in through the nose, out through the mouth. These inhales will be fast, focusing on the inhaling, letting the exhale happen naturally. And at the end of the 50, we'll do an inhale hold, where we take one big deep breath in through our nose, and then we hold our breath for as long as we can. Let's begin. Take one big deep inhale. Now hold your breath for as long as you can. And to intensify the hold, feel free to squeeze your perineum muscle, which is the muscle that you use to stop peeing, urinating. And whenever you're done with your breath retention, still keeping your eyes closed, we're going to go into a short meditation. We're just going to bring our awareness into our body and just connect with that feeling of calmness, relaxation. This is our natural state to be calm and to be relaxed and to be at ease. And every time when we do this practice, we get our body to be more familiar with this state of calmness and relaxation. And when our body is calm and relaxed and at peace, our mind becomes calm, relaxed, and at peace as well. So we're now going to finish up the practice with a few minutes of silent meditation. And now, whenever you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. That concludes our practice for today. Thank you guys so much for joining in with me today's training.